Welcome to the Crimson Engine. My name is Rubidium. Today we are looking at filtration and a new range of lens filters from PolarPro that can give you some pretty cool and interesting effects. PolarPro is a California-based company. I have done some work with them before. I actually did the voiceover for one of their commercials, and I've used quite a bit of their gear. I like their stuff. For a while now, they've been producing high-quality circular polarizers and matte boxes to go with them. So how the system works is you place a filter, either 2 to 5 or 6 to 8, a rectangular filter in the matte box, and then you put a circular polarizer in the same matte box in the front of it. And there's a dial on the matte box that allows you to dial in how much ND you want. This allows you to have much more control over your exposure and shoot at very low f-stops when it's very bright outside, while still staying at your camera's optimum ISO, which in the case of the C500 Mark III is 800, but every camera is different. Now, the Canon Cinema range has inbuilt neutral density filters, but they only come in hard stops. So there's 2, there's 4, 6, 8, etc. Whereas the circular polarizer ND system allows you to finally dial in your exposure, so you can. It's very much gradual. But when you're shooting outside of Canon Cinema, like on my Sigma FP, which doesn't have built-in ND because it's so small, this gives you much more control. Also gives you access to a great matte box and a really interesting carbon fiber eyebrow that allows you to use it also as a lens cap or lens cover. This comes in super handy when you're shooting outside in snow or light rain. It means that you basically the important part of the lens, the front glass, is always under cover and always been shielded. And it's with a turn of a knob, you're able to close it from the elements in between takes. So PolarPro has come out with a new range of mist filters for this same system. So rather than just having neutral density, these are a sort of equivalent to the Tiffin Black Pro Mist. They basically give a more log look to your log footage. They bloom the highlights in a really cinematic way. I typically don't use in front of lens filters because I like to capture as much image as I can and do those effects in post. But I have to admit that the mist filters combined with the ND are a really great way of shooting very different looking, very cinematic footage. And if you're shooting on a camera that doesn't have a flat log profile, it sort of logifies your footage as well, so it gives you more dynamic range. They also have 2 filters for the system, which I've never seen before, or never at least used before, and they are a anamorphic flare filter, both in blue and gold. So that means any light in your scene will give you these amazing horizontal flares, but they don't need to be horizontal because they use the same system as the polarizer. You can change the angle. They also have the very interesting effect of being either blue or gold, depending on the filter you get, regardless of the color of your light. So this is a purple light giving a blue streak effect. Now I have a red light giving a purple streak effect of the mix of colors. It's not hard to see how you get some really cool effects with this. Specifically if you're shooting science fiction or music videos and just want to really shoot something that no one else has. PolarPro has also remade their matte box to take a graduated neutral density filter so that it's dark at the top and light at the bottom, and it has overfeed. So you're able to feed it through the filter box or the matte box in order to choose where on the scene you want your gradation to happen to start and to end. This means that you can have it lower in the frame if you want more sky, or higher in the frame if you want more horizon. Normally to do this, you needed to use a photographic matte box, which left a big piece of glass hanging out the bottom of your camera, which wasn't great. It is a very nicely designed system at a very reasonable price. Check the links down below for details. I have just released the C-Log 2 LUTback 2.0, which is also in a link below, where you can see lots of different looks that I've designed, including the LUTs that I use for these videos. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.